Knicks rumors are heating up as a key New York Knicks insider has revealed the truth on multiple different trade targets for the New York Knicks, who they're known to have serious interest in over the NBA offseason, how realistic they both are, and on top of that, some of the internal and external factors surrounding the New York Knicks and these potential players who could find their way to the Knicks, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of that 63% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, this is the place to be for all New York Knicks content. We have multiple videos every single day. You guys do not want to miss out. We're having a bunch of fun on this channel. I promise you, you will not have more fun on another Knicks channel than this one. But let's jump into the video. We do have a lot to discuss. Is this man right here, Leon Rose, is never ever stopping with his trade targets. You know he will trade anyone to get a player who he wants. He will not be stopped by anyone, and for the most part, it has made the Knicks into a wildly successful team up to this point. I got so excited that I literally just choked. Look at that. But in all seriousness, in regards to Leon Rose, he's been a phenomenal president of basketball operations for the New York Knicks. Though there have been misses here and there, like every single president, he has been wildly successful. The Knicks have only missed the playoffs once under his regime. I'm not counting the first year where he took over the day after the trade deadline. That's kind of a burn year considering the Knicks were already on track to just lose a million games anyway. So that's not really the point. Also got cut short by COVID. He was like the president for like 14 games, so that doesn't count. But every season after that, he's only missed the playoffs once. And the Knicks have become a team that was the joke of the NBA into one of the premier teams in the NBA. And in this process, they made a bunch of different moves to land star players, whether it was signing Jalen Brunson, who broke out with the Knicks, or making the trade to acquire Karl-Anthony Towns, or making the Mikal Bridges trade. A lot of moves happened, and now they have not slowed down, as there have been multiple players linked to the Knicks recently, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of them. Giannis has been a guy who's been linked to the Knicks for years now, with the Knicks usually having assets to make the trade for Giannis, and they even still do in their own right, but it would cost a certain player who we will talk about in one moment on top of other stuff as well. But key Knicks insider Stefan Bondy did reveal the truth on all the Giannis rumors, saying that the Knicks have no more assets. They were kind of waiting for their big splash. They were waiting years for it. And they made it in the summer. They got Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. Say someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo jars loose, the Knicks don't have the assets to go get him right now. And that's understandable when Giannis is putting up 30 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 6.5 assists, shooting 60% from the field, also blocking over a shot per game and getting a steal as well. Elite defensive box plus minus, insane VORP as well. Giannis has been nothing short of one of the best players in basketball. And on top of that, in regards to Giannis, the man is so beloved by the Bucks that it would take one insane trade package to land him. So do the Knicks have assets for him? In a way, yes. You can trade Karl-Anthony Towns, Pacome Dadier, and those two pick swaps for Giannis. Would the Bucks accept that? That's the question. Can they get a better deal? Would they rather more of a rebuilding deal than acquiring Karl-Anthony Towns and trying to build around him using all the assets they have now to retool their roster and essentially not rebuild but reload? That's the big question. If the Knicks do not want to trade Karl-Anthony Towns for Giannis, then they do not have the assets because they'd have to package together multiple contracts, specifically OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson, which, first of all, those guys don't equal Giannis's value, but also that ruins the Knicks defense as well. So that would be a very weird mix of players that I don't really even think would work for the team, if we're being honest. So I think where the New York Knicks stand right now, it would definitely be tough to land Giannis. There's no doubt about it, though the rumors do exist on Giannis. Giannis is a guy who's great in MSG, putting up 25 points per game, along with 12 rebounds and 6 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 25% from three as well. Giannis is also an unbelievable defender. He's been phenomenal in New York with the Knicks, and it was known that the Brooklyn Nets' plan A is to go after Giannis Antetokounmpo because of the fact that they have all those Knicks draft picks on top of other assets. Now, if Giannis got traded there, he'd be alone there, so he would pretty much instantly demand they get more star power, or he won't sign an extension with them, which could go one of two ways for the Nets. They either get more star power and succeed, or they don't, and they lose Giannis, and everything was a massive mistake, which the latter does sound like what would happen with the Brooklyn Nets. I have some Nets fans sometimes in my comments who are, like, talking about, like, well, we traded all our picks for Mikal Bridges. Don't talk about trading all your picks for someone. Don't do that. Aren't you the team that traded, what was it? 7 first-round picks for Ben Simmons? Oh, wait, no. You had James Harden for 5 minutes. Yeah, you did have James Harden for 5 minutes, but he requested a trade right out of there because he saw the dumpster fire that is Joe Tsai and his just ragtag group of morons in the Brooklyn Nets front office. Now, can Sean Marks rebuild a team? Like the best of them. Can he run a contending team? Not at all. He didn't even know Kevin Durant was signing with the Nets when he signed with them. He announced that on his own, and he just went, okay, sure, sorry, I was taking a nap. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about trading all your picks. I mean, you really want to go there? Aren't the Boston Celtics the best team in the NBA? How'd they get Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown? Because they were in the playoffs those years. Who's the one who made the colossal mistake? Who's the one that also lost the main piece around the Kyrie Irving trade? You know, you did end up getting Kyrie, though. That worked out real well. You guys were a 7 seed before Kyrie. You signed Kyrie Irving. What happened? Oh, you guys were a 7 seed and got eliminated in the first round again. But it's all right. You did get Kevin Durant for, 2.5 years full of injuries. And then that went real good, too, right? But his foot stepped on the line. So? If it didn't, they would have won the finals. But it did. Shut up. Jeez, Louise. You guys are, well, if this happened, yeah, well, guess what? If a million other things happened, then a billion other teams would have won the NBA Finals. Every team wins off a stroke of luck. All teams get poor luck. Maybe next time, don't build a team around 3 guys who care primarily about their own success and also all get injured all the time. Don't trade all your picks for that, you morons. Now you're banking on Cam Thomas to save your franchise if you can't trade for Giannis, who'd evidently probably walk because it would cost the Nets, the 7 picks you own for Giannis because you have nothing else. You can give him Nick Claxton's garbage contract and then have nothing else to trade for anyone. You could have Cameron Johnson as your second best player, have Giannis and the Cams, and be at best second-round exit for the next 3 years before Giannis runs screaming for the hills, which he will. You dummies. But on top of that, speaking of the Brooklyn Nets and their idiocy, well, there's also another player who has been linked to the New York Knicks a whole lot in recent days, and that has been recent weeks, and that has been Kevin Durant. Now, most Knicks fans, myself included, don't want Kevin Durant. Is part of it because we feel slighted from 2019 when he went to the Nets? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Obviously, I wanted him to go to the Knicks. I thought he was. We got rug pulled by the Nets. Ew. Ew, dude, ew. But it happened, and it is what it is, and what are you going to do? At the end of the day, where the Knicks stand with Kevin Durant right now, that actually is a realistic thing that could happen. It's not likely, but it is realistic, if we're being honest. Because, as Stefan Bondy mentioned, it all depends on what happens in the playoffs. Mikal Bridges, they traded 5 first-round picks to get him. For whatever reason, if they bomb in the playoffs and Mikal Bridges is up for a contract extension after the season and they decide that is not the direction they want to go, then I could see a movement towards a player like Kevin Durant. If they have an encouraging playoffs and see this headed in the right direction, then they'll stick with what they have. The core of this team is in their mid to late 20s. All of them are in the same window. If you incorporate Kevin Durant into that mix, you're blowing that window right up with a 37-year-old. A lot of it depends on the playoffs, and Bondy said that he talked to somebody the other night when Phoenix was in the Garden, and they expect offers from multiple teams. So the Knicks would have to get into a bidding war, and that would likely mean trading Mikal Bridges for Kevin Durant once again. Something that didn't work for the last team that pulled that off, and frankly, I don't think the Knicks should do that, because it's going to become more than Mikal, obviously. They got to match salaries, so there would be another bigger name in that deal as well. On top of the fact that Kevin Durant's injury prone and is past his prime, or soon to be past his prime. He's been an ageless wonder up to this point. Still averaging nearly 27 points per game with 6 rebounds and 4 assists, blocking over a shot per game, shooting 53% from the field and 43% from 3. Kevin Durant is absolutely still that dude in every sense of the word. But what he hasn't done is have individual success. Or have team success, really, as an individual. Yeah, he has those Warriors championships. You could have plugged in half the NBA into that starting 5, and those teams would have probably still won the championship, Kevin Durant or no Kevin Durant. Maybe they would have lost to the Cavs, probably not. Maybe they would have lost to the Thunder, or maybe they would have lost to the Rockets, probably not. That Kevin Durant Warriors team was as easy as the ring came. I don't really give Kevin Durant a ton of credit for that, so I don't really think he's someone who's led to a bunch of success. I don't think the Knicks should trade for a guy who hasn't led to a bunch of success in his career, is now in age 37. I don't think it makes sense for anyone involved. There has been noise, though. I mean, Kevin Durant and the Knicks were reported to have mutual interest by Shams on the Pat McAfee show. On top of that, Durant averages 31.2 points per game in MSG, shooting quite well as well. 51% from the field, 42% from 3, normal Kevin Durant things. So there's that. it's very important to note all of this as well. Now, also something else is there was recently a DM that showed Kevin Durant saying it's cap, that he's not interested in the Knicks, that none of that happened. Something important to note here is that people blame the insiders for this stuff. Usually the stuff the insiders say turns out to be correct and that players are denying it because it's easier for them and it makes more sense for their money to deny what insiders are saying, because even if it's right, it might make them look bad if they agree to it. So that has to be taken with a grain of salt. All that being said, I don't see the Knicks going after Kevin Durant. I mean, you still have to trade a lot. You'd have to trade Mikal Bridges and more. And where you look at where the Knicks are at right now, look, they did give up a lot for Karl-Anthony Towns and specifically Mikal Bridges. I'm not acting like they didn't, but Towns has been great for the Knicks, putting up 24.5 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists per game. He's been great, shooting 52% from the field and 42% from three. Also on the topic of Mikal, who's putting up 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists per game, getting around a steal per night, shooting 50% from the field and 35% from three and 43% on corner threes. Mikal Bridges has been a great player in his own right for the Knicks at times. He's been up and down this season. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. But at the end of the day, the Knicks already gave basically all their assets for these two guys. It's going to be really, really hard for them to move forwards and make some big trades. And also, why would you? After 1 year, it's the first year of a new team. It's going to take some bumps in the road. It's going to take some time for everything to work out. But it is going to continue to get better as the Knicks figure out their bench unit, as the salary cap increases, as their cap situation gets a little bit better year after year. And the Knicks do have guys in their mid to late 20s, as Bondy said. No matter what happens, I imagine the Knicks are going to end up losing to the Celtics. I don't think they're going to lose to the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs. I don't see that happening. And on top of that, I really, really do think they will lose to the Celtics in the second round. But I think it'll be a bit more competitive than people give them credit for now with a fully healthy team for the first time against the Celtics. They looked very, very good. And also Jalen Brunson was just returning from injury. I think the Knicks will give the Celtics a bit more panic than expected. I do think they'll lose, but they'll be able to come back, regroup, and retool and find a way to become better than they are today. It's the first year of a new team. They rarely win a championship when that happens, but it certainly is possible. Guys, what do you think down below? Should the Knicks make a trade for either of these guys? Should they not and hold on to what they're doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.